My favorite teacher is a teacher from Holston Middle School. His name is Mr. McMillan. He was my 7th grade science teacher, and he had such a unique take on teaching science that it really made me love science as a subject, and it made me want to become a doctor. And I really just owe my career to him because he inspired me to go into science.
My favorite teacher would have to be Miss Amy Crawford. She taught me it's more important to be who you are than just to be really smart and just know everything.
Dr. Nancy Lay, she was a good teacher. You know, at the university level, you have some people that their egos are so big it gets in front of teaching, and she wanted you to learn. We stayed friends until she died. I helped take care of her. She's one of the funniest people I've ever known. If you could not have a good time with Nancy Lay, just stay home, because there's no hope for you.
I've spent the last 17 years working in the video and film industry. I don't think that I'd be doing that if it wasn't for my 11th grade English teacher. Her name was Dr. Ferguson. She had us do this one book report that was a video book report. The video itself was awful, but I had such a fun time doing that. If you approach any subject with passion and zeal and energy, then somebody's going to get something out of that.
My favorite teacher I've ever had, Miss White. She was my physical science teacher from Gresham Middle School, and she was just so enthusiastic about science. She was just so fun, and she loved to play games, and she was so interactive with us in class. It was like she was in her element every day. She loved science, and and I like science, and so seeing her enjoying what she does, that's just amazing. Something I would like to do.
My favorite teacher that I ever had in school was my 6th grade teacher. It's a man named Jimmy McGee. I grew up without a lot of money and in a broken home, and walking into his room every single day was the most positive place that I went in my life. It was a place where I got filled up and where I always knew there were going to be kind words said not just to me but to everybody. As much as I appreciated him as a 6th grade student, I appreciate him even more as an adult now. Every day that man made my day.
I want to be the kind of teacher that leaves a legacy. It's not about me as a person, but it's about what I showed them in themselves. I could see something in them that they didn't see yet and say, you've got it in you, and have that seed planted and then watch that child develop into everything that he or she had the potential to be. You have the power to open doors that students couldn't ever possibly open for themselves. We have a privilege and a responsibility to show them the beauty and the good things in the world, because without you showing them, there are plenty of people showing them the bad.
I was kind of down and depressed and didn't really know what I was going to do with my life. So I decided that I was going to do this tutoring opportunity at my church. So I met this little girl, and she was 8 years old at the time. And I got to help her with her homework. And then one day, it was around Christmas time, she handed me this big box. And I opened the box, and it had a Barbie in a wheelchair. And she said, I saved up my money and bought this for you because I thought it was cool. And I had never seen a Barbie in a wheelchair before, and I didn't know if they had them when you were a kid. And I was like, between the sobs, I was like, no, they didn't have them when I was a kid. This is so cool, thank you. From that moment on, I was like, I am making an impact that I didn't even know I could.